Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming. To kick things off, I would like to invite you to rise if you are able, and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
That was close. Good afternoon and welcome to the 135th graduation ceremony of the Lake Mills Area School District. My name is Cale Vogel and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the principal of Lake Mills High School. This year, 100 students have finished their journey with Lake Mills Area School District, and 94 of them will walk across the stage in a few minutes to begin the next chapter of their journey. Many of the students behind me will leave their homes soon for 2 four-year colleges, work, or the military. Just want to take a second. Will all of our students who will be entering the military please stand and let us please join me in thanking them for their service. Today we honor our entire students for their hard work, their contributions to our school, our community, and for all that they have shared with us and taught us. Class of 2017, for just a moment take a look around and see the powerful support system that you have. Take a look at the sacrifice, love, care, and encouragement that has been given to you by those in the audience today. Now take a look at each other. You've probably spent the last 13 years of your lives experiencing the ups, the downs, successes, failures, joys, sorrows with the people sitting next to you. Cherish those moments, but please remember the journey. Too much as a society, we focus on the end game. Did you get the job? Did you earn enough money? Did you live in a big fancy house? I can tell you this, what ends up being important are the relationships that you have with others. Your family, your friends, and the time that you spent with them. Happiness is a direction, not a destination. Before you go, I do have a few reminders from one of my favorite books. It's called The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. Randy was a professor of computer science at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh. Back in 2007, he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. A month after doctors told him, his wife, and his 3 young children that he had 3 to 6 months to live, Randy delivered his last lecture to a packed auditorium in Pittsburgh. Here are a couple thoughts from his lecture that I would like to share with you. And this is Randy. A lot of people want a shortcut. I find the best shortcut is the long way, which is basically 2 words: hard work. And again, my advice, you can never be over-prepared. Too many people go through life complaining about their problems. I've always believed that if you took 1/10 the energy you put into complaining and applied it to solving the problem, you'd be surprised by how well things can work out. My words, don't be the victim every time. Suck it up and worry about the things you can control. Be like Tigger, not like Eeyore, right? Right before it's all said and done, no one man said, "Man, I really wish I had a bigger house, fancier tie," right? It's all about the meaningful relationships you make. That's what you're going to take with you. More time with family, friends, that's a thing that lasts. People, relationships, and a sense of purpose are more important than things. You ought to be thrilled with the job that you get in the mailroom. And when you get there, here's what you should do. You should be really good at sorting mail. No job is beneath you. Every job you have gets you the next job. I found that a substantial fraction of many people's days is spent worrying about what others think of them. If nobody ever worried about what was other people's heads, we'd all be 33% more effective in our lives and in our jobs. In my advice, leave the drama behind. When you see yourself doing something badly and nobody's bothering to tell you anymore, that's not a good place to be. You may not want to hear it, but your critics are often the ones telling you that they still love you, care about you, and want to make you better. Learn how to take criticism. Learn and get better from it. Last one, experience is what you get when you don't get what you wanted. It's a phase or a phrase worth considering at every brick wall that you encounter, at every disappointment. It's an also reminder that failure is not just acceptable, it's often essential. Again, when you fail, and you will, don't point fingers at whose fault it is. Learn from your own failure and focus on yourself. So to the class of 2017, I personally enjoyed being your principal the last year. My only regret that our time was so short. But please remember, happiness is a direction, not a destination. Enjoy the journey, make it a great one, and have pride in everything you do. Please welcome Ms. Pam Strike, District Administrator for the Lake Mills Area School District.
Good afternoon and welcome students, families, and guests. Preparing all of today's students for tomorrow's opportunities. This is the mission statement of the Lake Mills Area School District and the basis of all that we do. Today is a bittersweet occasion, and I'd like to focus on the word preparing, because today we mark the end of our preparing of these students and usher them into their tomorrows. Our school district currently employs over 200 individuals dedicated to preparing our students for tomorrow's opportunities. This does not include all of the substitutes and volunteers, nor does it include all those that this group has met through the last 13 years. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge our Board of Education, who form the foundation of our team. Dr. Richard Mason, President. Dr. Robert D'Imperio, Vice President. Dr. Dawn Delaney, Clerk. Dr. Donna Thomas, Treasurer. And Ms. Rachel Davies, Member. Thank you all for your dedicated support in the preparation of these students. Each year, we also bid farewell to staff members who are retiring. This year, we express our gratitude to the following for assisting in the preparation of these students. Ms. Mary Schultz, for 22 years as our Pupil Services Secretary. Mrs. Elaine Massey, for 28 years in food service. And to Mrs. Darlene Myers, for 43 years as bus driver and transportation director. Thank you. As most of you know, this was my first year as district administrator for the Lake Mills Area School District. It was my first year away from daily contact with students in over 30 years in a building. Many of you have asked me, how do you like your new role? And I have to be honest, it's been pretty tough. Simply put, I miss these kids. I miss their daily joy and their laughter. I miss their frequent challenging comments and behaviors. I miss being present for their heartbreaks and their triumphs. So families, in a small way, I share your bittersweet emotions today. I know that you are anticipating missing your daily contact with your graduate as he or she moves on to the tomorrows. But I want you to know that they're prepared. They are prepared academically, intellectually, and most importantly, they are really good people, prepared for tomorrow's opportunities. Maybe that's why we'll miss them so much. A few months ago, I attended a funeral for a 98-year-old woman. And in talking to her daughter about all the changes she had seen in her life, her daughter told me something that really stuck with me. Her mom had said, and I'm paraphrasing, "My regret is leaving you in this troubled world." I immediately said, "The world has always had troubles." And the daughter said that her mom added, "In the past, when something was wrong, we knew it and we said it, and we said that it was wrong. People don't do that anymore." But I couldn't disagree more. I've been overcome with a lingering sense of sadness, not just at the woman's passing, but because she left this world not knowing the goodness and the joy of the students that sit before you now. She bought into the rhetoric of the politicians and the media that say somehow our schools are broken and our youth are lacking. She had not met the class of 2017. Conversely, I often hear adults who spend time with our students say, "We are so lucky that we have such good kids." To that I respond, it's not luck. I came across a study by a group of Harvard psychologists who were exploring how to raise good kids. Kids who are morally upstanding and goals-oriented. Kids like the ones that sit before you. It brought a smile to my face as it sums up what you as families have done, what our community has done, and what our school strives to do each and every day. The list is simple. Hang out with kids. As Mr. Vogel shared, life is all about relationships. If it matters, say it out loud. These students have constantly heard many of our values, including respect, responsibility, honesty, courage, and compassion. And I would add one more core value, forgiveness. Show kids how to work it out. Problem solving includes taking into consideration how others are affected. Working it out is not always easy. Make helpfulness and gratitude routine. Studies show that people who engage in the habit of expressing gratitude are more likely to be helpful, generous, compassionate, and forgiving. And they're more likely to be happy and healthy. Watch for destructive emotions. Naming and processing negative emotions while guiding students to safe conflict resolution develops caring individuals. And finally, show kids the bigger picture. The goal is to get kids to care about people who they are socially, culturally, and geographically distant from. This includes coaching them to listen, encouraging them to put themselves in another's shoes, and practicing empathy. The individuals that we present to you today are really good people. They are prepared to leave Lake Mills High School. They are prepared to be critical thinkers, problem solvers, and most of all, good and contributing members of a complex world. Thank you to families, thank you to the community for continuing to join in raising really good people. And most of all, for entrusting us the honorable task of preparing students for their tomorrows. Students, congratulations on completing this step in your journey. Now go out and share the goodness with the rest of the world. And as always, it's a great day to be an LCAT.
My name is Levi Brill, and I'm the class president of 2017. The 2017 senior class wanted to give a gift that had a lot of meaning and will last in this school forever. After many ideas were proposed, the senior class decided on what we would like to give as our gift. With the remaining funds in our account, we decided to donate it towards a new entryway for the high school. The mural will be replaced and the spirit bell will be placed in a glass display case so that all the LCAT fans and visitors from different schools can see it. We hope that this new entryway will show other schools just how dedicated we are and how proud we are to be LCATs. As Pam said, it's a great day to be an LCAT.
At this time, I would like to present the seniors of Lake Mills High School Concert Choir. Next up, it is my privilege to introduce Dr. Richard Mason, who is the president of our Lake Mills Area School District Board of Education, and he is also a Lake Mills graduate. Here's Dr. Mason.
Thank you, Mr. Vogel. On behalf of the Board of Education, I'd like to welcome all friends, relatives, and parents to commencement exercises for the class of 2017. This is indeed a special mile marker in the road of life. We know without your help, support, and guidance throughout the school years, these students would not be sitting behind me. So thank you. Every time I follow the superintendent, she steals part of my thunder. So I want to point out a couple of things about the Board of Education. We work behind the scenes to try to make this the best school district that we can. And we meet once a month, and there's 5 of us on that board. And usually you see things that we do, like hire a new teacher, or adopt a curriculum, or build an elementary school. But this time, you can feel what we did. And it has air-conditioned the auditorium. If you've ever been to commencement exercises in the past, you know how hot it can get in here. It's pretty bad. But this is great. And Mrs. Strike forgot one very important person to introduce on the board, and that is Shelby Riggleman. Shelby, stand up. So Shelby was our student rep on the board, and he attended nearly every meeting we had throughout the year. And despite being in all kinds of extracurricular activities and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over here now and talk to the graduates. And feel free to listen in if you want. Okay? So you probably wondered what this little guy's doing up here talking to you today. And I remember quite a few years ago, I graduated from Lake Mills. We were the first class to graduate from this school when it was new. First class to graduate in this school. And that was a long time ago. But I stood out in the hallway like you guys did and probably thought, when is this going to get over? So I could go on with my life. So, when I thought about what I wanted to say to you guys, I thought about all kinds of advice that I could give you, but most of you probably wouldn't pay attention anyway. So I decided to give you 5 suggestions instead. Okay? Suggestion number 1. Speaking of advice, everyone is bound to give you advice about your future. Whether it is Uncle Harry or Aunt Carol, brothers, sisters, grandma, grandpa, or certainly your parents. Everyone has advice for you. But the truth of the matter is, you have to find your own way in this world. What worked for them probably won't work for you. The world is changing at an incredible pace. It's quickly changing. You have to learn to do it your own way. Some say you'll have as many as 10 different jobs in a lifetime. And that keeps changing. But 10 different jobs. So gone are the days when you can get out of high school and start working at a local plant and 30 years later retire with a nice pension. Those days are gone. So Olive Schreiner, she's a South African author, said, our fathers had their dreams. We have ours. The generation that follows will have its own. Without dreams and phantoms, man cannot exist. Suggestion number 2. It's time to get out of Lake Mills. Okay, I don't mean that literally, parents, but it's time for you to go out and leave the city and experience the world out there. There's a great and wonderful world outside of Lake Mills, believe it or not. There are fascinating people to meet, interesting places to visit, and different cultures to see. Experience as many as you can now while you're still young. You will learn things that can't be taught in the classroom and become a different person because of it. And you know what? You can always come back to Lake Mills, like I've done, like my classmates have done, and some other friends have done. Suggestion number 3. Whether you choose to go to work, join the military, attend a vocational school, or go to college, it's very important that you learn a skill that someone is willing to pay you for. Isn't that profound? You have to make yourself marketable. Okay? Your good looks won't claim your job anymore, but a skill will. All right, suggestion 4. You've heard the phrase, life is short, and you probably don't think about a short life at this stage of the game. But believe me, life is short and it goes by very quickly. This brings me to my next point, my next suggestion. Find a job that you like. Find a job that you like. I can't think of one morning that I didn't get up, ready to go to work. In fact, I was always eager to meet the new challenges of the day ahead. Can you imagine? Can you imagine waking up every morning, dragging yourself out of bed, and then ready to go to work? Because you hate your job? Find something that is challenging, but fun and something that you want to do. Finally, suggestion number 5. Think about giving back to your community. You probably don't have much money, but you do have the commodity of time. You have time to volunteer. You have time to make a difference. You can help out the community in which you live, whether it be here or some other place. And you can run for city council, run for school board, volunteer with the Scouts, soccer, the sports teams, Little League, or your church. The need for help is always there. Speaking of help, Mr. Rogers, I don't know if you remember Mr. Rogers in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Some of these people probably do. Well, Mr. Rogers said this. When I was a boy and I would see scary things on the news, my mother would say to me, look for the helpers. You'll always find people who are helping. I'm always comforted by realizing that there are still so many helpers, so many caring people in the world. So at this point, I challenge the class of 2017. I challenge you to become one of those helpers in your life. So there you have it, 5 quick suggestions. Do things your own way, experience life outside of Lake Mills, learn a skill, find some work that is fun to do, and give something back. So enjoy the day, have fun, but be safe.
Lake Mills High School is proud of the academic accomplishments of all our students. I would like to introduce to you 4 students that have demonstrated exceptional academic achievement. Starting with our salutatorian, Marina Schrader. Please stand. Our co-valedictorians, Julia Carncross, Olivia Link, and Shelby Riggleman. I would like to invite Marina up to the stage. Again, Marina Schrader, Salutatorian.
Good afternoon, everyone, students, teachers, family, and friends. My name is Marina Schrader, and I am honored to stand before you as the Lake Mills High School Class of 2017 Salutatorian. While trying to think of the direction I wanted to take this speech, I took a look back at all of the years that have passed since we started kindergarten. It's crazy to think that most of us have been together since elementary school, just a mere 13 years ago. Some of my fondest memories from my childhood are shared with the students sitting behind me. I can remember being in Prospect Elementary School, thinking about the fact that we were going to graduate in 2017, and thinking to myself, man, 2017 is so far away. But in all reality, this year snuck up on us faster than we could have ever imagined. I wholeheartedly believe that our class is one with many talents and abilities, and that we will all go on to do great things. However, none of us could have gotten to where we are today if it weren't for the people who helped us along the way. With that being said, I'd like to take this time to say some thank yous. First, I'd like to thank all of our wonderful families. At the end of the day, family will always be there. I know that at times, our loved ones may feel like we take them for granted, in between our teenager mood swings and attitudes, but that's really not the case. Our parents have done so much for us throughout our lives, and I don't know how we could ever repay them. From helping us to homework, taking us to sports practice, cheering us on from the sidelines, and being the ones we can always rely on. When all said and done, our families have done more for us than we can ever imagine. Next, I'd like to thank all of the friends who have come into our lives. As I've gotten older, I've realized that friends come into your life for a reason, whether it be to teach you a lesson or to stick by your side and help you become a better person. I remember freshman year when we were told that the people who we were friends with at the time would not be the same friends we have at the end of senior year. To an extent, that is true. Over these 4 years, I've made so many new friends with so many different people, so I can say that my friends now are not the same friends I had freshman year. They are still there, plus there are so many more. Whether they know it or not, our friends have shaped the people we've all become, and I'd just like to speak on everyone's behalf and say thank you. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of the teachers who have devoted their time and effort to each and every one of us. Teachers have a lasting impact on our lives. William Arthur Ward once said, "The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires." I think it's safe to say that all of the teachers in the Lake Mills area school districts are great teachers. Throughout my educational career, there have been so many teachers that I believe are the most kind, caring, and dedicated people, and I know we will all truly miss them when we leave. Some teachers have said things that I know will stay with us forever. For example, when approaching a tough calculus problem, Mrs. Denzine would always tell us to put our big girl panties on and deal with it. I personally think this is a good life motto. Mrs. Iverson told us to be uncomfortable, because that's when we grow the most. And Mr. Shanky once said, "Swing hard in case you hit it." There are so many more things I could say about the wonderful teachers we've had over the years, but then I would be up here for a majority of the day. To put it simply, thank you to all the teachers for making a difference in our lives. As my speech comes to an end, I would like to congratulate the class of 2017 for how far we've come. I'd also like to wish everyone the best of luck as we head into the next chapter of our lives. Thank you. And I'd like to welcome Shelby, the valedictorian.
Thank you, Marina. All right. In my 13 years in the Lake Mills School District, I've never contemplated on such a level, nor been so perplexed about how to approach addressing this class. There's an immense calling for a celebration and joy, yet an opportunity for reflection and reminiscence. Encompassing such a plethora of experiences, range of emotions, and state of anticipation is a task in which that there are more than one of us for. I'm glad there are more than one of us for. Some things, though, unite all of us, coincidentally a combination of little things that we deemed important to talk about. Now, in the last few months, I've noticed that there is something about small towns that hits you when you're driving around by yourself or riding through town on the school bus one last time. Everything you've grown up with gets a new light of appreciation shed on it. Suddenly, the world seems so big, and those storefronts, local parks, beaches, and even the lake seem so small and so ingrained in space that you can view them all as a memory. While it is true that these are some of the final words that this class will receive collectively, there will always remain that shimmering glow of the town we were fortunate to be a part of for all of our respective times. Lake Mills is a part of all of us, something each one of us can be proud of and take a little bit with on our life's endeavors. While everyone's Lake Mills experience will vary to a certain degree, there are some ubiquitous staples to this town and this district I'd like to highlight. As for the first piece of the puzzle, it is impossible to look past the prevalence of beauty and abundance of scenery in Lake Mills. The opportunity to simply drive by a lake every day is something quite special and uplifting. On multiple occasions, I've heard the accusation that if Lake Mills didn't have their lake, they'd be no different than Deerfield, Waterloo, or Marshall. To this, the usual response is, well, I'm glad we have a lake, or I don't think so. Yet, the picturesque parks, iconic downtown, winding bike trail, and sandy beaches facilitate a community in which energized people can come together and interact. That brings me to the second piece of the Lake Mills puzzle. The sense of community that this town evokes is second to none. Whether it is at one of the many year-round events our town provides, or at one of our own very own sporting events, you will recognize dozens of faces, while being many more to meet. Fall festivals, homecoming, Knickerbocker, Memorial Day, the carnival coming to town, you name it. This feeling extends from the large events to the smaller, more personal events as well, from the late-night manners at McDonald's, passing who's ever in the booth at Sandy Beach, to meeting in the halls of Arlac. This culmination of community has really hit me in the last year, between meeting several community figures, seeing the overwhelming support for our sports teams, and the genuinity of people wishing us the best in this world. The final piece of the Lake Mills puzzle is a more individual experience, one that you find yourself in under circumstance, and it's up to you what you make of it. That piece is the kids you surround yourself with, and the dynamic they provide as a group and as a class, one facilitated by the amazing Lake Mills School District. And while I speak from a subjective point of view, I feel honored and extremely lucky to have grown up with this group of young men and women behind me. I've learned things, re-examined the way I thought about things, and grew as a person from all of you, and I think it's safe to say we all did. And while we were not a singular 100% unit a lot of times, there are certain inalienable things that brought us together. There were a few songs, All-Star, I'll Be There For You, and the Harlem Shake that come to mind. Singing at the senior bonfire, mutual antipathy for Lakeside, selfish chants, and wild election speeches were among the things I will remember from this class. Furthermore, we survived acne, 2012, the 2016 election cycle, and fidget spinners as one, and now we are home free. Now, while highly anticipating tomorrow, let us not forget where we are today. Class of 2017, we will always carry a fragment of Lake Mills and each other with us, a fragment I hope assists you wherever your journey takes you. It is asked a lot what kind of world is being left for the next set of kids. I believe the better question is what kind of kids we are leaving for the world. Looking at the group behind me, I proudly believe Lake Mills has answered that question for us. Thank you. And now I'm going to invite my fellow valedictorian, Julia Carncross, up here.
Change is a complicated concept. Some change is beautiful, some is damaging, some is scary, and some is all of those wrapped up into one. It's a concept that makes you wonder, How long has all of this been changing? Did this happen in a day, or has it been going on all around me without me even noticing? Some scenarios are easy to analyze. Your brand new haircut, that would be a one-day change, while the changing color of the leaves in the fall takes a while. If you think about all the different areas of change in your world, it's generally pretty easy to identify if it was a quick change or a prolonged change. But what would you say about high school graduation? When taking graduation in the literal sense, most would say, well, this is just a one-day change. Yesterday, we are high school students, and today, we'll be high school graduates. I like to believe that a series of other changes has led us to this day today. Think way back to the first day of kindergarten. Some parents like to say it feels like it was just yesterday. Our moms and dads dragged us into school and left us there in the care of our teachers. Some students took this change better than others, which resulted in tears or tantrums. But eventually, we started to get used to this change. But time goes fast, and by the end of the year, we were whole different kids. We could count and use scissors and write our names. We thought we knew everything that we needed to, until we started first grade. Then the process repeated from grade to grade, until we reached our next big change, moving up to the middle school. For those of you who weren't here for Lake Mills Middle School, moving up to middle school was a pretty big deal. We were the last group of fifth graders at Prospect, which meant we were never the littlest kids at the middle school. Somehow, that made the series of change much less scary. I think that we changed a lot. We changed a lot during middle school. We became more vocal and independent. We are beginning to realize that there's a whole world out there, and part of that world is this building, Lake Mills High School. Until today, it's likely that for most students, starting high school is the biggest change of their life. I still remember the first day of high school, when we were all still those little kids. I'm pretty sure some of the guys were like half their height that they are right now. We had no idea what we were getting into. We had no idea how fast it would all fly by. All we knew was that we were starting the next chapter in our lives. The chapter that everyone always talked about, when your dad would talk about his glory days, or when your mom would pull out pictures from her senior prom. This was it. You made it. Some students had never been so excited, and others had never been so afraid. But regardless of how you felt going into it, we all made it. Everyone is here on this stage today to embark on our newest and most exciting change yet. You don't realize things are changing in the moment, but when you look back, it's all different. We're graduating high school. Some days, I don't think we thought we were going to make it. Our freshman year, we would say, we have 4 more years of this. That turned into 2, which turned into a semester. And then that dreaded last month where, let's be honest, we all contemplated skipping every other day. But now this is it. It all really did fly by. I think the biggest change is that this is the last time we're all going to be together in the same place as a class. We have all been together for 13 years, and now we're going to be alone. No one is going to walk into your first day of college with you, or your first day on the job, or anything else you'll be doing from here on out. And honestly, that's kind of terrifying. But at the same time, that's so relieving. We made it to freedom. And I know that we're all going to succeed and do just fine because our amazing teachers and staff throughout the years have been preparing us for this moment right here. No matter what we are doing, we can think back to these years that we had at Lake Mills High School and think about all the people who believed in us, and we will conquer whatever challenge is in front of us. So go out and conquer your challenges, class of 2017, and don't forget to embrace the change, because we made it. I now have the honor to invite our next valedictorian on the stage, Olivia Link.
Congratulations, class of 2017. Today is our day. We are off to great places. We are off and away. We have brains in our heads. We have feet in our shoes. We can steer ourselves in any direction we choose. But we are now on our own, we know what we know, and we are the ones who will decide where we will go. We'll look up and down streets, look them over with care. About some we will say, I don't choose to go there. With our heads full of brains and our shoes full of feet, we are too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And we may not find any we'll want to go down. In that case, of course, we'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there, things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as we. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along, we'll start happening too. Oh, the places we'll go. As a lot of you might have noticed, that was the first couple of pages from the book All the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. And throughout the speech, you'll hear me reference it more. I thought this book would be very fitting for today, as we are starting the next chapters in our lives. After today, we are all going on different paths. Some paths that we have planned meticulously with very careful consideration, and a couple we are going to just stumble upon. No matter which of the two we start with or end up on, there are going to be bumps, detours, and dead ends. But when we get to those rough patches, just know that the brains in our heads and the feet in our shoes will lead us back to where we are supposed to be. And even if it takes a while to get back on track, we have the rest of our lives to get there. Now, when picking our life paths, we can steer ourselves in any direction we choose, according to Dr. Seuss anyway. Within this group of students, we have people choosing to go into many different career paths. We are tomorrow's engineers, tradesmen, defenders of the country, medical professionals, educators, politicians, businessmen, authors, and everything else in between. But no matter what you choose to go into, just remember to put 100% of yourself into it. I challenge you to be the best that you could be, to be the innovator within your field. Just always strive for greatness and try and make that positive difference. Put your whole heart into what you are doing, and you will find that once you accomplish that, your work will truly become your passion. Now, starting this next chapter in our lives, we will become official adults. We are now on our own, sort of. We now have to make our own decisions. No more hand-holding. We are responsible for ourselves. But on our own, we'll be up on our way, we'll be seeing great sights, we'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. We won't lag behind because we'll have the speed. We'll pass the whole gang, we'll soon take the lead. Wherever we fly, we'll be the best of the best. Wherever we go, we will top all the rest. Except when we don't, because sometimes we won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true, that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. And when we find ourselves in those rough situations, just remember that we might be on our own, but there are people who will be there to patch up those bang-ups and let down those hang-ups. So thank you ahead of time, parents, teachers, and friends, and whoever else we might need. You have all helped us to get this far, so when we hit those highs and fall to those lows, we will remember your guidance and do what you've taught is right. Now let's all look up on the stage. When you do, you will see 93 students dressed in caps and gowns. Each one of us about to take on the longest wiggled road at a breaknecking pace and grind on for the next years to come. Each one of us to take on a different wiggled road, but hopefully we will take a couple moments to look back with a smile and remember each other. These people have been our biggest supporters, best friends, and have pushed us to meet all of our goals. This is our starting line, the last time we will all be together. The finish is in a different place for everyone. So let's turn to our neighbor, wish them luck, slap them 5, because who knows where they are going to end up. Class of 2017, we will succeed, yes we will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. We'll move mountains, so be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Van Allen O'Shea. We are all off to great places. Today is our day. All our mountains are waiting. Let's get on our way.
Okay, next is what everyone has been waiting for. They are ready to move on to join the ranks of the thousands of Lake Mills High School graduates before them, to be of service to their community and to their country. Board of Education President Dr. Richard Mason, Ms. Rachel Davies, Dr. Dawn Delaney, Mr. Robert Imperio, and Dr. Donna Thomas, and District Administrator Mrs. Pam Strike. Faculty, parents, family, and friends. I have reviewed the records of these students and found them to be in order. And at this time, I recommend that these students be awarded their diplomas.
Destiny Rose Adam. Colvin Chadwick Anderson. Emily Lydia Anderson. Jacob Daniel Anderson. Jacob Timothy Anholt. Kevin Vital Ayala. Bruin Raymond Bailing. Levi Jack Brill. Alexander Roy Brocker. Natalie Alexa Burrows. Julia Lynn Carncross. Abigail Taylor Carr. Joseph William Benson Kerrigan. Ian Patrick Collins. Noah Charles Kuykendall. Jacob William Demrow. Nathaniel Edward Denzi. Kylie Jane Eek. Christian Gerald McGurk. Colton Taylor James. Mackenzie Dawn Eschmeyer. Adam Dominic Fair. Morgan K. Falk. Delaney Angeline Forbeck. I'm thinking. Maida Fern Fry. Nicole Renee Garman. Rebecca Nancy Godkin. Samantha Lynn Grossman. Elena Nicole Harkins. Michael Thomas Heller. Ho Jun Fai. Salone Alexa Hoover. Trevor Nelson Howells. Jeremiah Christopher Hudson. Abigail Grace Johnson. Austin James Keach. Rosemary Lynn Kiner. Katrina Marie Kuby. Cruz Alfredo Lares. Al Lee Leary. Sydney Amber Lenartowski. Olivia Dolores Link. Emily Jean Little. Eric James Loroff. Zachary James Marone. Andrew Thomas Martinez. Zabdiel Martinez. Michaela Lynn Mashik. Carson Ray McDermott. Ryan Andrew McFarland. Damon Michael Meisegeier. Connor Allen Mertz. Sydney Michelle Meshke. Austin Lee Messerschmidt. Ryan Peter Messmer. Stephen Robert Moker III. Constanze Isabel Neitzel. Emma Elizabeth Neipert. Julian William James Nolan. Grace Lee Null.
Brian Nicholas Omeg. Lara Pons Mull. Andrew Theodore Pope. Andrew Peter Quackenbush. Ella Naomi Quinn. Samuel Gennaro Quintana. Alex Joseph Rainey. Shelby Shea Riggleman. Ariana Marie Lily Rousseau. Benjamin Lewis Schaefer. Lucas Theodore Shale.
Thank you for everything.
Audrey Lee Sheely. Marina Joanne Schrader. Alexis Rose Schultz. Keegan Francis Schultz. John Dexter Shipley. Emily Louise Slutton. Megan Lee Smith. Sarah Elizabeth Smith. Sawyer Jesse Spoke. Seth Ryan James Stark. Sierra Renee Taylor. Hannah Lynn Tesh. Lauren Therese Truin. Brady Allen Wagner. Wanadra Chianarudon. Jessica Rose Warner. Emma May Weber. Sebastian Grant Whitey. Aurora Renee Westenberg. Megan Emily Will. Preston Scott Woleen. Christopher Harley Wozniak.
Now we move on to changing of the tassels. I invite Senior Class President Levi Brill to come and lead his classmates in changing of the tassels. The changing of the tassels signifies the changing of status from student to graduate. Oh, we gotta wait for Waz. Just hold on one second. Parents, friends, family, and community members, I present to you the class of 2017. Congratulations, graduate. Please stand. Give them a round of applause.